Fucking up, man.
All right, y'all. Let me see if the stream working.
Now we got to postpone.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. Dude. I feel tripping.
Oh, I thought y'all said my shit was tweaking.
Nah.
God
we
damn.
might have to postpone till tomorrow night, eh? Are you having your podcast tomorrow?
Ooh. God damn.
Oh God, my stomach.
Does a chat hear us?
I'll put the link in the email. Y'all click on it and see how it look for y'all. Chat, let me know how the stream is going, man.
If not, we have to postpone till tomorrow.
I think it's okay though. Now.
It's not lagging on my end.
I'm about to check on my shit.
No lag.
Okay. Yeah, Liza Phil said we're good. Okay.
Yeah, it's good on my shit. I just pulled it up on YouTube.
Yeah, I wonder why I was tweaking. What, you had updated your OBS or something?
No, I didn't. I make a point to not update it for this fucking exact reason. I don't know what the hell happened.
That's fucking shit. That Last of Us stream fucked everyone the shit up.
Oh man.
I wasn't even around for that shit. I just heard about the next day.
Yeah, Jack said he couldn't even do it. Yeah, I heard about that.
All right, Jack has the worst technology luck I've ever met in my fucking life. This nigga Jack got problems that I'd never even fucking seen a fucking forum for.
All right, y'all. God damn. I don't know what the fuck
damn
happened.
it.
Goodness gracious. I don't know what the hell happened with the damn stream. But I think we good. I think we finally good. So.
Exactly.
Let me just do some quick shit and then we can get this shit started finally. God damn.
Oh my god. We were reviewing Revenge of the Sith, by the way.
Fire.
Oh Lord. Now you gotta talk about how you gotta review the version they released in theaters.
Oh yeah, I gotta review that fucking 720p stream the niggas gave us.
Yeah.
Okay, that's your bum ass theater. My shit was
yeah.
Nope,
That's just you.
Motherfucker. The fuck?
Nigga, you said yours was on like 2 times speed, bro.
1.2, dog, because I looked at the runtime. I'm like, the movie's like 2 hours and something. Like, this shit was like 20 minutes less than the original runtime. So they put it on 1.25 speed. I did the math. Because even some of the dialogue, the reason what gave it away was General Grievous, nigga, because he kept talking like, dog, why does he sound so fucking sped up?
Yeah, brother, you need to file a complaint with your
Hold on, how does everybody sound? Somebody's saying rip
Mic check.
I'm about to. You gotta turn me down then.
Do a mic check.
Turn me down.
Oh yeah, Peggy, yeah, turn your shit down, bro. You be loud as hell every pod.
I'm on my PlayStation. When I'm on my PlayStation, I'm gonna be loud. When I'm but turn me down one time.
All right, say something again, rip it. Rip it.
Yo.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey man, how do I sound? Because last time they was talking about, oh, one time you're too quiet, we can barely hear you. How do I
sound good in the Discord? I don't know on the stream. Sound good on the Discord.
All right. So we an hour behind. Let's get this shit on the fucking road. Intros, we're gonna go through them real quick. Everybody say your name so we can get started, man. Let's go. Come on.
Calypso.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Mafia Quad. We back again. Let's get cinema.
It's Calypso.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Big Saint. We back at it.
Booty Club Buck, the resident horror guy.
I like that.
Fuck E-Rock. That's my intro.
Fire.
To the second
We all don't like E-Rock.
Fuck E-Rock squared.
All right, let's go. Movie Guys Podcast, episode 58. For finally getting this bitch started. Apologies for the technical difficulties. I don't know what the fuck going on. OBS is dog shit. We back though. We back. We live. Alex is not with
Jack.
us. Huh?
Oh, we blaming Jack.
Yeah, we blaming Jack move. Alex is not with us. He is currently out of town. He'll be on the next show, hopefully. But we got the whole gang here. We even got our boy BT Buck is in the building. He got some movies to review for us. And yeah, man, let's get into it. Now, I do have a couple topics. Just a couple, because I really don't want to spend too much time on topics, because it's been a while. We want to get some of these reviews off. But let me start with this one, because this was kind of a big topic in the film community when it came out last week. So Big Donald, he tweeted or posted or did whatever last week saying that he wants to enact a 100% tariff on movies not made in the United States. He said, "Make Hollywood great again." He wants films to be made in the United States, and so he is considering a 100% tariff. Now, a couple things about this. This is not official. These are just, if y'all don't know anything about Big Don, it's very common for him to just throw out shit on social media without actually, there's no plans. He just kind of spits shit out. And that's what this is. He just kind of threw it out there. It's not official. Nothing's been put into place, but he's considering it. He said he is willing to meet with filmmakers and studios to discuss options, just to try to see what they can do to kind of get a happy medium. But one thing to point out about this, as far as why he even made this statement, a lot of films are being made out of the United States now. It's always been like a common practice to film certain things in certain countries because they're usually cheaper. For example, a lot of TV shows and things film in Canada. Star Wars has famously always been filmed in the UK. So this is not a new thing, but it's been happening increasingly more often because it's become more expensive to film in the States. For example, those of y'all who may be Marvel fans know that Marvel has filmed a lot of their movies in Atlanta for the past decade, but even Marvel, as of Avengers Doomsday, have moved all of their production to the UK. So going forward, they plan to shoot all of their movies over there. Now, this tariff situation, if Trump actually enacts it, it could change that. But that's kind of where we're at right now. But I just want to open it up real quick to y'all's thoughts. How do y'all feel about this being a possibility?
I don't think he's going to do it because he's been pussying out on every other thing. Fuck him, by the way, and take it from here, Trek.
That white boy really missed, man. It's just crazy. But what? But I mean, technically, you can't put a tariff on something that's not really a good. Like a movie isn't a imported good, so he's kind of stupid because you can't. It's like, nigga, it's not something you can import and sell to people. It's something that's it's not that type of product. It's not a commodity. Like you can't do shit like that. So he can't technically do that. So he's full of shit, and it's something he can't fucking do. So I don't know why I know why we're discussing it, but I'm not even sure how that idea popped in his fucking head. I wish something else popped out of his head, but I digress.
It's all propaganda. He's feeding his people. You know what I mean? They were, he's feeding his people. That's all he's doing. Like Tarek said, I don't take it seriously. I don't see it happening. Like it's a stupid idea. It's like Tarek said. I don't find it too worthy of a discussion. But FDT. That's all I gotta say. FDT. Like I don't take anything that guy says seriously at this point.
Fire.
They're like putting tariff on ear. Like, nigga, are you crazy? Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, this dude's
That's
crazy.
what happened. He put a tariff on OBS and see what happened. Look.
Yeah, that shit fucked up.
Like, come on, dog. Tariff on a fucking movie. Are you out of your mind?
I think that nigga just learned that word and it's just been like going crazy with it, bro. He don't even like know the correct context of how to use that word at all. Like, it's getting out of hand, bro.
Shout out Megan.
No.
Shout out to Tick, man. Salute.
And Alex, I know he's a big fan of Donald as well.
Yes, sir. Big DT.
Hey, don't do that. Don't do that.
But hey, man. Yeah, I don't know if we'll actually see any real change or anything with this, but it is interesting to note that a lot of studios have opted to film out of the country the last couple of years, and a lot more are following suit. But we'll see what happens. Me personally, I don't give a shit. You know, you could argue that, you know, it's a loss of jobs, but, you know, a lot of the times, I mean, film industry jobs are everywhere. So either way, somebody gonna lose a fucking job. If you move the fucking production from the UK back to the States, now the people in the UK out of work, vice versa. So nobody wins. You know what I mean? It's just kind of a fucked up situation. But
That's his point. Yes, sir.
And we've also seen movies shoot multiple locations. You might have a movie, they might shoot 70% of the movie in Atlanta, but for certain scenes, as opposed to using green screen or something, they really want the feeling, they really want to build the atmosphere and not take people out with background CGI. They might do 20 to 30% somewhere else that may be overseas. Yeah, so what do you even do in that situation? Like, let's say he were to be able to do something like that. How do you even, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. And again, it's just all feeding his fan base and telling the people what sounds good, because they don't know what the fuck he's talking about either. They just hear him say it and it's like, oh, thank you, Donald. Save us, Donald Trump. Save us. That's all that is.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just like, I don't even forgot my train of thought because it's just so stupid. Like, it doesn't even make any fucking sense. And like, how many movies where like Christopher Nolan, he's notoriously like known for the film at like on set, like at different sites and shit like that, like historical sites. Like people like I forgot the dude's name who directed Kingdom of Heaven. I just watched all his fucking movies. Shit. What's the dude's name that y'all don't like anymore?
The one you said you want to die.
No, the dude who directed Napoleon. Why is his name slipping my brain, dog? Old dude.
You're talking about
Ridley Scott. Ridley Scott. Yeah, like he films on like a lot of these directors, like these good directors, do that shit. Like they're just not gonna make, if it was possible to do a tariff on this shit. You know how fucking horrible that would be. I mean, people already don't get, like, a lot of the people that make movies, like the lower level cinematographers and the people who do the lighting and makeup art, they don't make a lot of money anyway. And you know how much jobs he's taking. If this were to happen, how fucked the industry would be, like if they did shit like that. Even though it's not realistic, it just doesn't make any like logistical sense, because you're just fucking like a whole bunch of people's lifestyles up, and those people don't get compensated well anyway. So it's just stupid.
We can warn. Well, that's it for that topic. So we'll see more. Maybe when some more news comes out. Next,
I'm willing to bet no more news that will come out. I'm willing to bet.
Yeah, very possible.
It was a one-off tweet for engagement. This motherfucker trying to get that check from Elon. He got the blue check on his shit.
Well, the other topic I had real quick was we got some updates with Marvel Studios. There was an article that came out in the Wall Street Journal, just kind of detailing the last couple of years with Marvel and some of the changes they've been going through. So real quick, just some of the like high level points that were in the article. The first one, they said Kevin Feige was against the Disney Plus shows, but he saw the story potential, and he also wanted to play nice with Disney leadership, and so he agreed to go on with it. The second,
I don't believe that.
Well, yeah, let's start on that first. So, how do you feel about that, Tyrek?
That's bullshit, because you're telling me you in charge, you the biggest fucking executive at Marvel. Like no one is saying no to you. You're telling me that you had no creative control about none of this shit, even though in She-Hulk they mentioned you by fucking name, like with this shit. To me, I just feel like it's a cop out because this is what happened. I'm gonna tell you what happened. COVID happened. WandaVision popped off because no one had nothing to do, so everyone was into it. Remember the conversations we're having WandaVision?
Yep.
Everyone had the theory crafting.
I
Or
enjoyed
the
WandaVision.
yeah. So they thought, oh wow, we had something fire here. And then other shows came out, and as the pandemic started to slow down, people stopped watching because people started going back to work. People were leaving back to the offices, and the shows that didn't do as well. They thought they had fun cooking. Well, they did. WandaVision was pretty good, but then the quality of the shows kind of dropped off, and then the movies quality dropped off at the same time too. And they just fucked up creatively with the shit. And I believe this is a complete fucking lie. There's no way this dude Feige had no idea, had no control over the fucking TV. This is not a thing because this is the thing. They complained about this shit with Agents of Shield when it was on ABC, and they had a different showrunner then, and that's why they never considered it canon to the MCU and the Netflix thing too. So you're telling the reason why they started producing their own shows was because they wanted control of the continuity. So the only reason why WandaVision all this shit got made is because they wanted those shows to be made based on the movies, as they wanted like more continuity between the two. So that was the original reason why those shows even fucking came out. So you're telling me that those shows came out and that was the original reason. Now you're telling me years later, oh yeah, I really had nothing to do with it. Get the fuck out of here, Kevin Feige. Like you're fucking lying. You're fucking lying.
Well, some of the other things that came out of the article, it said that Marvel Studios is now going under a transition period where quality is key. So they care more about quality than quantity. And a couple of things we've seen as far as the how that's gone. They recently, I think this was last year, came out and said that we would only get maybe 2 Disney Plus shows a year, and around 2 or 3 movies. So far, they've kind of stuck to that, which is weird because they do have a Disney show coming out next month that they haven't really advertised at all, but which is Ironheart. And then, of course, we got Fantastic Four in July. But yeah, they're saying that now they consider quality key over quantity. They want to make an emphasis on quality after some of their shows that didn't go well and some of their movies that haven't gone well. As we know, a lot of recent Marvel movies have been kind of ass, and so they kind of want to get away from that. They consider Thunderbolts like their first, I guess, jump into showing that they care about quality. So that's what they're saying.
I don't think it's a coincidence that it got a great reception and then they jumped out and say, "Hey, this was the first one."
That's why to me the whole thing smells like bullshit. Because if the movies are doing well and the shows weren't doing good, I believe the statement about Kevin Feige said before. But because both the movies and the TV shows that took a nosedive in quality till up to this point, it's not, to me. That's a connection point right there. Like if one was doing better than the other, then I could believe it. But because both of them had a big drop in quality and ratings and people not giving a fuck, it to me is connected. And you can even tell by the writing from shows to movies, like it's just an overall decrease in quality and actual attention to detail.
Derek, do you feel like there's any connection to Bob Iger and all this? Because he recently, not too long ago, just came back to Disney. So do you feel like there's a connection with this change in strategy and him taking back over as CEO?
I mean,
he did say that. Like he did say straight up that he was gonna cut back on a lot of shit. Like, and we started to see that right off rip with Marvel and somewhat. I guess
he was more in charge with Star Wars. He was doing it because Star Wars he pulled back on a lot of shows got canceled because of him. He's like, dog, we ain't doing this shit. I don't think he really had an issue with what Marvel was doing because when he left, Marvel was doing fucking amazing. The shit that wasn't doing good was Star Wars. So when he came back, he was addressing, in my opinion, he was addressing what Star Wars was doing because he said like, dog, we're just not hitting the mark with what we're not getting back what we got in an investment. Like, because remember, they had a whole plan for Star Wars that did not pan out well. Marvel planned, like, for the most part, up till 2021, everything panned out well for them. So I don't really think he had that much to do with it. I personally think what happened was they left Kevin Feige in control and was like, he got it. He had 11, 12 years, actually more than that. Like he had 12 years of like, handling this well. I think they leave him alone, honestly. They may have pushed for shows because of Disney Plus, and that may have had a reasoning behind why he probably didn't have some control. But in terms of creative control, nah, dog, you definitely have some fucking saying to this shit.
And the reason
your name is on the credits, dog. Like your name is there. And I know they understand you. Like, yeah, they could put your name on there because you're just a part of the company. Your name is on that, so you have to eat it. Your name, you're credited. You have to eat it.
Yeah. The reason why I bring up Bob Iger is because you said they fell off like around 2021, following 2021. Bob Iger left Disney in 2021. His departure coincides with the quality falling off, which is why I asked, do you think maybe there might be a connection? Or maybe he had more say, or maybe
bullshit too, though.
Well,
the reason I tell you that's bullshit is that it's well known that second Bob that that took his place was just the fall guy. That's all that was. Then it's just like Jim Ryan with PlayStation. The nigga saw the writing on the wall, was like, "Hey, let me dip." That's all that fucking was.
What happened was this is why Bob Iger originally left. The theme parks, which is also because of COVID, were not doing well. Until he left, and then the other guy took over, and then they fired him because the theme parks, basically Galaxy's Edge and Star Wars, that Star Wars hotel shit, did fucking horribly. And they put
that cruise shit, bro.
The cruise and the hotel, they did fucking bad. And that was one of the biggest blunders they had. And people don't understand how much money they put into that amusement park, and they completely fucking like fumbled. So I don't think. And then the thing is, everyone knew Bob Iger was leaving. There was whole fucking reports saying he's gonna leave and come back. And exactly what happened, like I think the thing said, he left. Yeah. The other dude took over, Kupchak, whatever it's Bob Kupchak, and they fired his ass like months later. Then Bob Iger came back. So I don't really feel like he had anything to do with the drop in quality. I felt like he just when he came back, I do think he had a statement about, we have to start making shit people care about. Because what was happening is you saw a lot of like the writers' agendas and shit like that seeping into the shows, especially in Star Wars. And he was like, dog, we gotta make shows that people are gonna fucking like. Not to say that you have to follow what the fan base wants, but you also have to make shows that fans are gonna fucking like. And I feel like he was right on the mark with that. The thing with MCU, I think what happened was they were like, we on top, no one can fuck with us. We can do whatever the fuck we want. And they started just throwing shit at the wall, and shit didn't stick. They thought that they were unbeatable. It was like it's like they thought that nothing was gonna be able to take them down. And they learned the hard way, like, dog, if you don't keep that quality control there, people will stop watching. And I feel like a lot of people going into that phase 4, phase 5 was like, Marvel is never gonna fail. And then even though they were making money on the back end, and they're making $700 million here and there, they realized the fanfare died out. And that eventually, and especially when people on YouTube, like reviewers, are like, dog, the movies are ass. The movies are stink. That's what I think kind of made them change, like, course correct. When you have people like Jeremy Johns, even though I know some people don't enjoy his content, but that's a big influencer on YouTube. Or other reviewers are like, dog, the movies aren't good no more. That has a big effect. If you have emergency awesome, like shitting on your movies, that's not a good thing. But a lot of people live through those YouTube channels, so they're getting mixed reactions and like negative feedback. And I think that was what spurred the change from them pivoting away from Disney Plus to going back to the movies. I don't think Bob Iger had really anything to do with it. Star Wars, yes. I feel like he had a lot to do with them course correcting. But with Marvel, I feel like they kind of left them alone. Just because where he left and what he left them at, they were on top. And then because of the pandemic, things kind of like went out of whack. But I don't know. We'll see in the next phase. I honestly don't think Thunderbolts is I know it's a good movie, but I don't think people should use that movie as a sign that things are gonna change. We still have to see with how they like do with other things, because the writer for this movie and the director for Thunderbolts, I feel like he had a lot to play. He had, I think, more control creatively than he would do with another movie, like with Avengers and like shit like that. Those people don't really have that much creative control. Marvel has their own template that they have, and they have to like follow that template. I think I think if you ask people in 2021, which movie would do the worst, they'll say the Thunderbolts, and it happened to be the biggest hit. And if you ask people in 2021 what movie would have been the best hit, it would have been Multiverse of Madness, and that was probably the biggest disappointment. And I think Thunderbolts is not going to be representative of what we're going to get in the future. Still, they still need to.
I agree with you saying Thunderbolts isn't indicative of what's to come in the future. Because I was the same guy who came in here like a month ago when we was arguing about the Russos. That said, I'm more excited for Thunderbolts than Fantastic Four. I still am not expecting much from Fantastic Four. Even after seeing Thunderbolts and really enjoying that movie, which we'll get to later, I'm still not expecting much from Fantastic Four.
Yeah, it's a manufactured movie, and that's what Marvel does. They have these manufacturer like Build-A-Bear movies, and Thunderbolts wasn't that. You can tell Thunderbolts they were like they gave the director like, you know what, no, we really don't care about this shit. Well, we need a movie to fill this spot. Do what you want to do, and I think that's why the movie turned out well. Now, if Fantastic Four comes out and it's like, all right, it's following this formulaic shit that we've had from 2021, then we realize what the jig is. So we got to see. I think Fantastic Four is going to be a good indicator of how Phase 6 is going to go. But if it's the same shit that we've been getting prior to Thunderbolts, oh, we're fucked. Like we're completely fucked.
The one thing that gives me hope about Fantastic Four is the fact that it takes place in a separate universe where no other Marvel heroes exist. That gives me hope. That gives me hopes for Fantastic Four just a little bit.
Yeah, they filmed the. I think today they filmed the cameo scene for the Fantastic Four, so we'll see. I'm optimistic that movie's gonna be better than what we've gotten in the past, but it's not a high bar. So I don't know, man. I just hope we get something that makes me excited for Avengers Doomsday. Because I'm still pissed at that Robert Downey Jr. casting. I think that shit was a horrible idea.
You brought up Emergency Awesome. I saw him say that he thinks that and he typically is pretty good with theories, that he thinks that the Doctor Doom is gonna fool our universe of heroes into thinking that he's Tony Stark. And if they do that, I'm all the way out. I'm gonna trash that fucking movie.
Yeah, and that's my biggest fear, is that because he looks, I mean, in universe, are people gonna think he's Tony Stark because he looks like him, or are people gonna like completely oblivious to it? And that's why I'm hoping that it's not some meta shit where like, oh, everyone thinks he's Tony and he's Doctor Doom. That to me is gonna be fucking a waste of a character. Doctor Doom is not one of the characters you should waste on.
They might do some kind of like face alteration to make him look different just for the sake of it. Even though at that point you might as well just cast another actor.
That's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm turned off by that.
Well, he is wearing a wig too, so I don't know.
But Robert Downey Jr. is so entrenched that like he is Iron Man now. Like people look at Robert Downey Jr., they don't see Robert Downey Jr., they see Iron Man. So when they see him on screen without the mask, they're gonna see Iron Man. Like as a fan, the fans are gonna see Iron Man. They're not gonna see Doctor Doom. They're not gonna see Victor Von Doom.
Yeah,
which is why that casting is just a big mistake ahead of time. Now we got to see what they do with it, because who knows? Maybe they could surprise us something. Maybe they could do some whole other shit that we're not expecting and it turn on fire. But
I just don't have faith in that shit. I just don't understand.
I
just don't. Because my thing based, and maybe they prove us wrong, but man, we've had a string of just disappointment after disappointment after disappointment. A little bit of positive here and there. Thunderbolts was good. Shang-Chi was alright. But again, it's like
Deadpool and Wolverine was fun. It was a Deadpool.
Yeah, I don't count that as Fox.
But that's what I'm trying to say. Is that really is that really their movie?
Well, they're saying that
was a Fox production.
Well, Ryan Reynolds is supposedly writing the X-Men and Deadpool movie, and they're tapping the Thunderbolts director to direct the X-Men movie. So we'll see what happens with that. But and hopefully I didn't step on the topic you were going to bring up one time, but it kind of tied in.
And if he's a Doombot, I'm gonna be fucking tight. I'm sorry. If the RD is a Doombot, I'm gonna be fucking mad. I'm gonna be fucking. That would be fucking crazy if he was just a Doombot. But you know what? That'd probably be better turnout if they fake out and he's not really the real Doom. I'll accept that.
They pull an Iron Man 3 with the Mandarin. That would that would piss me off. That movie pissed me off because the Mandarin
actually
that rug pull.
Wasn't the Mandarin supposed to show up in another show? Wasn't it show with Shang-Chi or something like that?
Yeah, supposedly. I think they alluded to him and laid some Easter eggs to him. But,
yeah.
But I forgot what the name. Ben Kingsley. He was great. He was great.
His dad was the Mandarin.
They did.
He was a Shang-Chi. Yeah, he showed up again, right?
The fake Mandarin was in his dad's prison, and he helped him break out.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the thing. I understand that move was desperation. That whole RDJ because to me they had a whole thing with Kang. It's still fucked up to how they treated. I mean, I understand what Jonathan Majors like. I understand
We
why
saw
they
the
did it.
video, man. We could be honest. We saw the video.
We
We
saw
saw
it,
the video.
and it's unfortunate because I really was interested with this. Cause even though Ant-Man Quantumania was not the best movie, I thought he fucking did an amazing job as Kang. Like, I wanted to see him like do the whole Kang shit. And because we're not getting it no more, I guess I'm kind of just turned off by it. I was looking
Now,
forward to the Kang shit.
I thought he performed well in that movie. What pissed me off about Quantumania, he's supposed to be the most dangerous Kang, the one that all the other Kangs exiled, and he's going fucking blow for blow with Ant-Man. Come on, man. Like, come on. He's so.
Well, Ant-Man did kind of cheat. He had them
the fight went
futuristic
to
hands.
decision. The fight went to decision. Like, come on. What are we talking? Like, that pissed me off so bad.
Well, they fucked up his
tech.
They made him.
Yeah, but I think that's cool. I didn't mind that because I was like,
he was supposed to be Thanos, and contrast that to what we've seen out of Thanos, and then the first, like, outside of He Who Remains and Loki, who didn't really do much but deliver monologues. The first time we really see him in action, he's going blow for blow with fucking Scott Lang. Like, come on, man. That really pissed me off. And Jonathan Majors smoked the role. That's not on Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, it's not on him.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I don't know. I still feel like Kang Dynasty was.
And I didn't want they went with it.
Yeah, I know what I know what he did, but hey, fuck it, man. We let RDJ back after he was snorting cocaine all over the fucking studio. We
seen the video, dog. He didn't do nothing too crazy.
Yeah, he didn't, and I'm just tight because it's like y'all really threw it's the thing with the Black and MCU. I know Chad died. It was unfortunate. They didn't recast him. Kang, they didn't recast him. Like, dog, why aren't y'all recasting these Black characters? Like, come on, dog. Like, I just don't like how they just because the only person they recast was fucking Rhodey after fucking Terrence fucking Howard left and Don Cheadle came in. Like they recasted fucking Edward Norton with the other dude from Hulk. What the fuck? Recast the Black characters. I don't understand. They think they can't get another. Like, come on, do your research. Go find another person. I know John. He hit it out of the park, but they could have found someone else, dog.
I just seen them. I just see them. I can see it now. Them in the boardroom, just like fuck. We all out of Negroes. We just gonna have to move on without them.
And that's the thing.
Someone said, "Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead, Mafia. Sorry."
Oh, I was just gonna say, Chadwick's brother said he wanted to be recasted if anything happened to him. So it's like you didn't even honor his wish.
I think people don't want to do it either, though. Like, I heard they tried to recast him, and one of the actors declined it.
A lot of actors probably look at you like, yo, that's tough boots to fill. You know, the Black American actor community is probably real tight knit too. So unless you go overseas with it and get a UK nigga to play fucking Black Panther, a lot of them was probably like, yo, I know Chad.
They could have got Damon to play it, man.
Yeah, Damson Idris.
Yeah, because I'm just like the thing with the Kang.
He would have been a good T'Challa.
The Kang thing, the Kang should have been recasted immediately. That's what I don't get because they could have that Kang and Doctor Doom. They could have both going on at the same fucking time. And I'm holding out hope that the Kang still comes back in some sort of way because they still have the post-credit scene. So unless that's just out the fucking window, I'm just like, yo, what y'all gonna fucking do?
Someone said,
"Oh, we talking about the Beyonder shit?"
Yeah, because
we're never getting that, bro. It's unless they somehow give Majors a foot in the door for like Secret Wars, which I highly doubt it. Just the way that he talked about it, it seems like that's over with, bro. Like,
man, Jonathan Boyega could do it. They have Jonathan Boyega right now. He can do that shit right the fuck now.
But that's the thing. He said
that's exactly what I was thinking too. John Boyega.
John Boyega is good, bro.
Because he got the same facial build.
Yeah, got the same facial structure, same type of hair, all that.
But he don't fuck with Disney, so I don't know.
He don't fuck with Disney because of Star Wars shit. So they kind of fucked that relationship with him, and now he can't like dog. Oh my god, fuck Kathleen Kennedy, fuck that bitch. Sorry, but yeah, like Jonathan Boyega's right there. That's one thing I'm like, yo, y'all have to be able to recast. Because they did it. They used to be able to recast people like nothing. Even though Terrence Howard wasn't at the beginning, the people didn't think the MC was that big.
Well, hell, Tyrek, they recasted bro. That man's daughter.
Oh yeah, they can't. But and she's gonna be a big part in the next scene. I just don't get why they're so opposed to recasting
Charge
people
complete.
when they did that shit with Terrence Howard and the other dude, Edward Norton. Like, and the thing is, Don Cheadle is like Rhodey's actually a big part of the MC. Like, he's way bigger than he was in the fucking comics now. Like, he has. So I don't understand like how y'all just don't like expect actors to fuck up. Like Hawkeye, didn't he almost like beat the fuck out of his wife or some shit? They didn't fucking recast his ass.
Facts.
Jim
They
Renner
actually did him dirty
a whole
too.
fucking case.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't mean to go on a like tangent, but like, did y'all hear what Jeremy Renner said?
Oh, about not getting paid.
Yeah.
Well, here's my thing about that, Saint. If the first season was ass, why would I give you more money for a second season?
No, the season 1 wasn't ass. It was just the ending didn't live up to it.
Most people didn't like it.
But did you read the script to season 2? Like
No, I didn't read it.
The notes of it. The shit was supposed to be like the raid, bro. Like it could have been something special, but that's over with now. If they don't want
that
to
was
pay
Haley
buddy.
Steinfeld too, right?
Yeah.
I never watched, so
And that's another thing. Has she showed up on? She was in a post-credit scene, right? For
Young Avengers, but it's never happening. Yeah, that's what it was. It was Young Avengers.
And that's what I'm like,
setting that up.
all your post-credit scenes, the last 2 phases don't even fucking matter anymore.
Yep.
So what the fuck? Like, that's why I'm like this. That's why I know for a fact that RDJ shit was a desperation heave from fucking Beyond Half Court. They were like, fuck, dog, we are fucked. We need to pull someone on our ass. And then they're like, dog, we got to pay this dude $50 million to do this shit. And no one's gonna say no to that shit. Like, he's not gonna say fucking no. Because I
don't put that on RDJ at all. Give me $50 million, motherfucker. I'll go play fucking Dr. Doom right now.
Like, that shit is nuts, dog.
Give me $50 million. I'll go play Miss Marvel right now. I'll throw a wig on all.
And even that storyline got dropped. Like, the whole they don't even give a fuck about that shit. They don't even mention that movie anymore. The Marvels, that whole storyline is fucking gone, dog.
That movie was trash.
You get in that cut scene, bro. That
you mean
scene.
Yeah, I mean, but that has nothing to do with the Marvels.
Yes, sir. You know what? Just because you said that, let me go buy that movie, bro. Yes,
the Marvels?
Man. Hell yeah, I'm gonna go support them.
Don't disrespect yourself like that.
He's only doing this.
I had a good time.
Ass. What?
I had a good time, bro.
I fell asleep in that movie.
Dog,
and what I'm gonna do, Tyrell, I'm gonna skip straight to that end credits, bro.
But what's the end credit scene? I forgot.
That was when she went to another universe and she met.
Hello, Captain Marvel. My name is Kamala Khan, and I have to
come on, bro.
That's crazy.
Dog, I'm telling you, that movie was so bad.
Marvels was mid. It wasn't bad. It was kind of mid though. But hey, man, look,
dog,
man.
Let's movies ever.
Let's get off the Marvel topic because y'all niggas could talk for 8 hours on some Marvel shit. All right.
Hey, you got me sweating and shit.
I got one last topic and then we can get to the reviews. This one will be a short one. So one of the big things that was being talked about these past couple days, the Pope died last week, and so they had to start the process of finding a new Pope. As y'all know, last year there was a film released about this exact situation called Conclave.
And I told y'all to watch it. I told everybody to watch it. I told them it was cinema, and y'all didn't listen to me. And now look. Conclave is cinema. Yeah, now you finally saw it, bro. I tried to tell you to go watch it in theaters. No, not you. I'm talking about Peggy.
Oh, that man
is rated PG too.
What are you talking about?
Cinema.
Conclave, nigga.
Oh yeah. I did like it. The ending was weird as fuck to me. But movie
over your head.
That's why I said
did he kill himself or some shit at the end?
Oh, why you spoiling?
Whoa.
Oh, I didn't know. I'm
asking, bro.
Come on.
We're not beating the allegations, bro.
Oh, my bad.
We are not beating the allegations.
It's been a year. If you didn't see it, you really didn't want to see it.
Let me finish what I was saying though. Hold on. Anyway, they dropped the movie last year based on picking a new pope, and it just so happened that we had to pick a new pope. One article came out, and this was an official article, where it stated that some of the cardinals that were involved in the conclave this year actually watched the movie to try to get an idea of what they were responsible for. And they stated it was because a lot of these Cardinals, apparently a lot of them are fairly new. So
Did
they were
Kyler
kind
Murray
of.
get a vote?
Who's that? You said Kyler Murray.
He's a Cardinal.
He's all like,
This
but no,
nigga's stupid.
they was basically just saying that a lot of them didn't really have experience with the conclave, so there were a few of them that actually did watch the movie to prepare. And the reason I bring this up is because they did pick a new pope. I think his name is Robert Prevost, but his pope name is Pope Leo the 14th. I think it's the 14th. I don't know. Like I don't know Roman numerals like that. But yeah, his he's actually American. So the new pope is American. He was born in America. He's from Chicago. They got video of him watching the White Sox game. So this nigga a real deal American. And NBC did interviews with his family, his brother specifically, and his brother said when he spoke with the new pope, he did confirm that he watched the Conclave movie before the actual conclave. So just wanted to point that out as a
What?
fun fact.
That speaks to
Also,
the quality and accuracy.
Yeah, they all watched it.
The inexperienced Cardinals decided, hey, we have to watch this movie to show us what we're in for. That speaks to the accuracy of that movie, and that's a testament to everybody involved in the filmmakers that the actual real people involved in voting for the next pope thought we need to see this movie so we know what to do.
absolutely. Which, by the way, if you do want to watch Conclave, even though Red Pig just spoiled it, it
I
is
didn't spoil it.
available on Amazon Prime. You can watch it on Amazon Prime right now if you have Amazon Prime. But let's go ahead and get to the fucking reviews.
Wait, did I spoil it?
You kind of did. I don't even know if that's
Hey,
what happened.
be quiet, bro. Stop talking.
Yeah, you said too much. Regardless, you said too much.
Oh, well.
Let's go ahead and get to the
Assalamu
reviews. So I know me and Red Pig saw The Accountant 2. Who else saw The Accountant 2?
I saw it.
Mafia saw it. Okay, cool. So real quick, let me set up this review. All right, so The Accountant 2. This is a sequel to the Ben Affleck movie, The Accountant, that came out in 2016. One of his co-stars in that movie was also John Bernthal, who plays Punisher, and they both came back for the sequel. John Bernthal plays a much bigger role in the sequel. But to kind of set it up for you guys, it's an action movie. They're both like an action movie. The kind of main plot is Ben Affleck's character. His name is Christian Wolf. He's a forensic accountant. So the kind of people that the police work with and the FBI work with to find people who are money laundering, he does kind of the same thing, except he works with cartels and mafias. So he's kind of on the opposite side. And the thing about him is he's military trained in combat and weapons, but he's also autistic. So that's part of his character. He kind of has these, special abilities or special quirks about him because of his autism, but he's also very intelligent, very well trained as far as combat and things like that. So it's an action movie. This sequel is him and John Bernthal teaming up for a mission. That's kind of the gist without spoiling. And I'll just give my quick thoughts because I didn't write anything down. So just to kind of set the tone, I watched the first movie on HBO Max about 2 weeks before the sequel came out because I had actually never seen it. The first movie, which is still on HBO Max, I think they're taking it off soon, but if you want to watch it now, it's still on there. The first movie was cool, man. You still was on what?
It's on Prime too.
Okay, cool. But yeah, the first movie was okay, man. It was cool. You could definitely tell it's a little bit older. Came out in 2016, but
Yeah.
Cool for what it is. I think Ben Affleck did a good performance in that movie as far as portraying somebody that has special needs, but is also highly trained. This movie when I went into this movie, I was kind of expecting it to be, I guess, bigger and better than the first movie. But I'm not gonna lie, as I was watching it and once I finished it, I kind of feel like both movies are kind of on par with each other as far as the quality and like the story and everything. Um, and I actually kind of like the story a little bit more in the first one, just as far as how it's told. But yeah, I think these movies are kind of on the same level. That being said, just some thoughts about the sequel. Ben Affleck is good. Again, he kind of does what he does in the first film. Nothing too crazy, nothing too that we haven't seen from him before. John Bernthal. John Bernthal's fucking great. He's one of the best actors out right now, and he kind of showcases that again in this movie. He's definitely the more standout performer in this movie. Probably the best performer in this movie overall. So I think without him, this movie definitely would not have been as good. As far as the action, there's some cool action scenes. But again, nothing that we haven't really seen before, especially in an era post John Wick and post, fucking the new Mission Impossible. Like, we've seen a lot of crazy shit when it comes to action movies. Bullet Train, like, this movie to me, it was kind of tame in comparison as far as the action goes. Nothing crazy, nothing that we haven't really seen before. The story is a little wonky just because it's told in a weird order and things are kind of unveiled in a very weird order, a very weird way. It's kind of convoluted, a lot of moving parts to the story. So that's why I think I like the story more in the first one, just because it was kind of more streamlined. But it's not a bad story in the sequel by any means. It's just not, to me, it's not anything like, it's not that good. That's about it. Pretty much off top of my head. I'll let Mafia and Red Peg give y'all more thoughts. But as far as a ranking or a rating, I would probably give this movie like a 7 out of 10. Maybe a 6.5 to be honest. Which is about the same as I would rate the first movie. So not a bad movie, but if you just want to watch something at the house, if you're bored, I would definitely recommend just throwing on the first two movies, Accountant 1 and Accountant 2, if you want a nice little action series. Let's go ahead and hear from Mafia. Mafia, what'd you think?
Okay, so I'm gonna start out like you were saying. The movie has good action, not full on BG Uncle Bungo, but if you just want some action, I think he'll do you a good service. Now, I did like the whole plot focus around the female antagonist. I thought that was an interesting storyline that was taken and how that unfolded. So, if you just want like how do I say this? I can't say without spoiling it, but if you just want an interesting plot line, because like one time saying the movie is kind of wonky, but I think this female antagonist character, her plot line specifically, I think is a good point of the movie that I'll give it credit for. Other than that, that's it for my positives. Negatives compared to the first movie, like I was telling Red Peg, I don't think this movie portrays autism to the same depth as the first movie did. For example, the main character and the chick who helps him out from the first movie, they aren't quite the same like they were in the first movie. Like the chick in the first movie, she was shaking, jumping around and shit. But now when you get to this movie, she seems a lot normal. Like there was only one point in the movie towards the end where it seemed like she was getting kind of jittery. Ben Affleck, he did not seem like the same kind of autistic he was in the first movie. He honestly seems more normal in this movie than he did in the first movie, which was kind of a letdown because I thought how they portrayed it in the first movie was very interesting because I really never thought about how an autistic person actually acts and kind of continues their life. But see, I thought his brother was over eccentric, and it kind of took me out the movie at certain points.
What?
Like facts, bro, he could have toned that shit down just a little bit. And then the humor for this movie was mostly kind of corny to me. The only part where I really laughed in this movie was when I was at the little country bar. That whole little scene, now that was kind of fun, but other than that, yeah, I thought it was real corny in terms of the humor. I give this movie a D.
What? Fucking terrible review, Mafia Quad.
I'm
fucking
not,
terrible review.
I'm
fucking
not mad
terrible
at his
review.
review. I'm not. He
terrible.
He
All
makes
for
some good
review.
points. Some of the comedy was
All for
corny.
review.
Some of the
All
comedy
for
was
review.
corny.
Not much different from the comedy in the first movie.
But that's what I'm
The first
saying.
movie
These
was
movies is kind
comedy.
of the same as far as quality go. I ain't gonna lie.
Nah, I think this a decent. I think this is a decent sequel, nigga. The chemistry between John Berthal and Ben Affleck characters movie is fucking fire, nigga. It's so good. It's so good. I think their chemistry is amazing. The jokes was funny. Like you said, the bar scene was fire. I wish we have more of that. Like I wouldn't be mad if they had like any series of this show. Like if there's a show, I would watch it. I would enjoy this. The movie is well shot. The combat scenes, like I said, pretty cool. And then crazy, John Wick or some shit, but it's pretty cool. John Berthal, you get some Punisher vibes here. The shit, fire, low key. But like Wonton said, the plot, the weakness of this movie is definitely the plot. It's convoluted. It's all over the place. It's a lot of subplots going on. It's not like you don't really like they don't sort out all the drama until like 10 minutes before the movie ends. So yeah, that's the weakness to me. It's just the over convoluted story for no reason. But other than that, it's about the journey and the characters in this movie. And I think John Bernthal and Ben Affleck characters, their brothers, I think it was sweet. I think the end of the movie was kind of sweet too. With the yeah,
Don't spoil it.
good movie.
You gotta warn them.
My
Yeah, I
brother.
thought it was good. I thought it's good. I don't think it's a D plus, nigga. A D, that's a bad movie. This movie is not bad.
A D isn't a D
A
is
D
like
is
a
bad.
one-time watch.
No, that's a bad movie.
What would you give it?
That's
Red
a
Pig?
bad
C
movie, brother.
minus?
I give it a let me see. I'm giving it a yeah. I will give it a C. I would give it a C plus. I get a C plus because I gave this movie a 7 out of 10. Good movie.
Okay, understandable.
Good movie.
Well, yeah, man, that movie is still in theaters, I believe, but it should be on streaming very soon. They don't like to keep it in theaters too long anymore.
It's already on streaming, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, well, there
Damn.
you
Damn.
go. But yeah, man, let's keep it going. Real quick, who all saw Until Dawn?
Me and Saint.
Okay, so we got Saint and Mafia. Yo, BT, was you interested in Until Dawn at all, or you not fucking with that?
I've never played the games, and based off what I've heard, I'll wait for it for streaming. That's not something I'm rushing to spend my hard-earned dollars on, especially with the cost of the movies nowadays. But yeah, I'm gonna watch it. Actually, I might, after we get off the spot, I'm gonna check if they got it on my shit. I'm gonna see if they got a little 4K version on my shit. If they do, I'm gonna watch it. I might watch it tonight.
Bro, play the game, bro.
They said the remake is ass too, so you gotta play the PS4 version.
Yeah, if you play the game,
I'm not. It's like one of them like story you don't really get to enact it. You just pick what the characters do. You watch them. That's not my type of bag when it comes to video games.
Hey, how about this? Watch the gameplay movie on YouTube.
I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that.
That's cool. Let's start with Saints. It's when you heard from in a minute. Before we do, let me pull up the synopsis. So, Until Dawn, for those that don't know, this is an adaptation of the video game that came out in 2015, so 10 years ago. And they have finally made a movie based on the game. There are some changes from the game, apparently, but it's based on the same thing. So, real quick synopsis. It says, 1 year after her sister disappeared, Clover and her friends head to the remote valley where she vanished to search for answers. Exploring an abandoned visitor center, they soon encounter a mass killer who murders them one by one. However, when they mysteriously wake up at the beginning of the same night, they're forced to relive the terror over and over again. Saint. Let's start with Saint. Saint, what are your thoughts on Until Dawn?
He committed suicide when you told him he had to speak on it.
Oh shit.
I think Saint may have walked away for a second.
Well, you can
I'll
go ahead,
take over.
Mafia. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I have 2 pros for this movie, and then everything else is cons. Okay, there were 2 funny parts throughout this whole entire movie. One was the explosion death. I'm not gonna tell you how it happens in the movie. Just no explosion deaths. It was hilarious. Next one, it's at the beginning. The killer, he's coming in. He's killing everybody. Goes into the closet, pulls the chick out, and starts beating her face into the ground. Her friend is just staring there watching, like she looking like, "Bitch, aren't you gonna help me?" She just looks and wait until she dies to try to fight the dude. Now, some people might think that's wrong, but I found that shit kind of hilarious. Next, bro, I thought the Wendigo design was pretty good, pretty spot on. But that's it for my pros. All right, let's get to the real meat. So first for the cons. Everyone, if you watch the trailer for Until Dawn, that was the best part of the movie. Literally anything you thought was interesting about the movie gets done in like 10 seconds on a phone video. Like I'm serious. Like if you like the trailer and you got interested, that's like 5 seconds of the whole movie. Nothing else about those scenes get explored. They changed some of the lore on the Wendigo. The Wendigo can see now. If you've ever played the game, the Wendigo could not see. It relied on not sight but sound. That's not a thing anymore. The characters weren't interesting. You're not gonna care about them getting killed or them trying to get out this whole little cycle. The plot had an interesting premise, but it was poorly executed. And I would recommend that you not watch this movie in theaters. Honestly, I say probably skip it on streaming. BT, just watch the actual gameplay movie on YouTube. Don't actually watch this movie because you'll be pissed you waste your time. And I'm gonna give this movie a F.
Listen, I wasted 8 years of my life on a bitch. I could waste 90 minutes on a movie.
Bars.
Well,
Have you heard of the Jiggy Battle League?
yeah, we need to get you on there.
I'm crying.
But no, that's
Hell
crazy,
no.
Mafia. F is crazy. F is crazy. I know, some told me this movie wasn't gonna be good before it came out. Sometimes you can just tell off the trailers. Like this shit don't look.
Bro,
It don't look.
one
Like
time the trailers were fire though. Like, bro, like I'm telling you, in the movie, when you get to the part that's in the trailer, all that is some shit they recorded on their phone that's like a 10-second scene. Like, this should have been a TV show and they should have expanded upon that stuff. Like, Sony really dropped the ball with this one.
well, let's
That's
see
it.
if Saint is back. Saint, are you back, brother?
I'm a penguin.
Yeah, somebody tag that man. Alex saw the movie as well, but he's not here, unfortunately. And Alex has a good excuse this time, so we'll cut him some slack.
Alex had pretty
Yeah,
much.
he do. I give him
this.
this one.
There you go. Big
There's
Saint.
Saint. There he is.
Huh?
What's your thoughts
there
on
you go.
Until Dawn?
Oh shit! Until ass. I did have notes written down for this, but I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I'm not giving it no actual. Bruh. This shit is the first film of this year that gets a score of incomplete. I almost walked out on this movie about 2 times. The pacing is fucking terrible. There is no story or plot. It's just fucking lore. That's all it is. Granted, I've never played the games, right? This shit made me never want to play the game.
Don't do that.
Like, and it makes me say, please don't touch the Man of Medan games, Don't touch House of Ashes. Don't touch none of it, bruh. Because
wait.
what?
Think. The game is good, man. Ignore the movie. The game is good. Trust me.
I don't give a damn if it's good, bruh. Sony to piss me off with this bullshit. And you can tell this mug was what was it, 15 million budget? Because that budget was ass, straight doo-doo. Niggas started having a full-on cutscene on their goddamn iPhone, bruh. I'm not making this up. I don't care if it's a spoiler. They had a full-on on their phone. This shit got me fucking pissed off, bruh. I'm mad as hell that this nigga Wonton canceled the pod and had me watch this fucking dog shit movie.
Damn.
This movie fucking sucks. Don't watch this movie even on streaming.
I said that too.
some straight bullshit, bro. I took one for the team. I took a bullet for the team, bro. This movie is ass. By far the worst movie I have seen this year. And it's up there for you know how bad this movie is, bro. I'd rather watch The Front Room instead of this fucking movie. At least that movie I got a laugh in the theater.
What about Lady in the Yard?
And then when I did laugh, and then when I laughed with this movie, it wasn't because of a funny fucking moment that was meant to be comedic. It was a fucking kill. Because I'm just a sick fuck. That's why. That's why I fucking laughed.
I know which one. I know one of the two.
You know it. That was the only thing good about the movie, bro. The kills was like, okay. And the PlayStation logo. That is the only thing good about that fucking film. This movie fucking sucks.
I gave him props for the Wendigo design because that was actually pretty good compared to the game.
Man, I don't want to hear that, bruh. We saw them niggas for about maybe 5 minutes of screen time, bruh. The shit is ass. Don't watch this goddamn movie, even on streaming. Hell, don't even watch this movie. You can pirate it. I don't support pirates.
Pirate.
But I don't support the One Pieces and the Luffy's and all that shit, bruh. But if you do that lifestyle, please don't do it, bruh. Save your time on something else. That's how bad this movie is.
Wait,
I don't care. I don't care if it.
He already said he wasted 8 years on the bitch. 90 minutes on the movie ain't nothing.
Nah, bro. No. I don't care if your Aunt Sally, who don't watch movies or nothing. Oh, baby, I know you played a game. They said this is a movie game. Take that dog shit that your Aunt Sally tried to give you, bro. Just put it straight in the trash can. Straight doo doo. The shit fucking sucks. I hope whatever. Who was the director? Was it the same nigga that made Orphan?
Let's check. It was F. Gary Sandberg
so,
or some shit. Gary Sand. What is his name?
I'm pretty sure it is, bro. If I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm wrong.
David F. Sandberg.
Is it him?
What the fuck? He did the Shazam movies? Yeah, he did.
Oh, that explains it. Listen. I hope Shazam, that nigga.
He did Lights Out. Yeah. Oh wait, no. Wait, yes.
What else he do?
I'm sorry, I'm off the edible. He did Lights Out, Annabelle Creation, Shazam, the first one and the sequel, which was dog shit. So yeah.
Yeah, that explains it. That explains it so much, bro. 2 ass movies. So I shouldn't. If I would have known, if you niggas would have told me he made Annabelle. Listen, I don't watch horror movies. I don't watch scary movies.
I'll say Lights Out was terrible.
Second Annabelle movie was cool.
It don't matter, bro. That shit ass. This director's ass. This nigga needs to go ahead and you know what? Let me stop before I get ourselves canceled and shit, bro. Fuck that nigga. Fuck everybody involved that made this movie. I don't give a damn. They had cameos of the fucking game developers on the screen, bro. This shit was ass, bro. This movie fucking sucks. I hope everybody involved with this fucking movie just tanks it, bro. They just never get listened to another movie again, bro. Straight fucking ass. -5 out of 10.
Well, according to Waterboy, he says the movie's not that bad. It just isn't the game.
Bro,
Waterboy, your hairline up, bro. I don't want to hear it. This movie's ass.
Yeah, why did they come with that my hairline?
Because the shit fucking sucks.
Not nice.
Hey, man.
That wasn't nice.
Well, we appreciate y'all reviews. Let's hear from
No,
BT,
you don't.
man. BT, you saw a few movies. Do you want to go ahead and talk about Freaky Tales for us?
Yeah, a few movies is an understatement. I was playing catch up with a lot of movies that y'all have reviewed throughout this year. So things like Ash, I know Alex talked about Lock, The Woman in the Yard, Dropped, Hell of a Summer, Death of a Unicorn, stuff like that. But Freaky Tales. I have to say, this is my third best movie of the year so far. It is an anthology film set in 1980s Oakland. I believe it's 1987. Very great cast. Very, very great cast for Freaky Tales. You got Pedro Pascal, of course, is in the movie. You have Tom Hanks is in the movie. You got Jay Ellis is in the movie. Too Short's in the movie. Normani's in the movie. You got Ben Mendelsohn in the movie. Marshawn Lynch is in the movie. There's a lot of familiar faces. Angus Cloud from Euphoria is in the movie. But essentially, it's an anthology film set in 1980s Oakland. A little bit of sci-fi, a little bit of fantasy, action, comedy. I don't want to give away too much because I feel like all of y'all should see this. It's such a creative, and fun watch. If anybody, have any of y'all ever seen Trick or Treat, the anthology horror film from like 2010?
I haven't
What's the name
seen
of
it,
it again?
but I know what you're talking about. Trick or
Yeah.
treat.
From a
Oh,
story,
Trick or Treat. I saw that one.
yeah, Trick or Treat. I love that movie. That is a Halloween. You have to watch Trick or Treat. That is like the epitome as far as capturing the spirit of the holiday. Trick or Treat captures the spirit of Halloween perfectly. But from a storytelling standpoint and what they do with each individual story within the anthology and kind of how I don't even know. I don't want to say too much because I feel like people need to see it. But the way they tie these different stories within the anthology together, this is reminiscent of Trick or Treat. There's a number of different stories within this movie. You have a story about a hitman within the movie in which Pedro Pascal plays a hitman. You got a story about an NBA star who plays for the Warriors. Jay Ellis plays the Warriors. You got a female rap duo within the movie. They get in a rap battle with Too Short back in the 80s. That's actually played by Simba, if y'all know who Simba is. He's a rapper from out there in the West Coast.
Sir.
You have a group of teenage punk rock kids dealing with neo Nazis and all that type of shit. It's such a fun movie. It makes you laugh. There's a lot of action in it. The action is fun and way over the top. When they get in their action bag, it is so ridiculous and over the top. Like there's things that people should die from that they don't die, but you don't mind because it's like almost like a fantasy alternate reality type of world that you're watching this in. I have to say the cast was great. The writing was great. The best part of the movie is absolutely the storytelling and kind of how everything kind of the through line throughout the movie and how it all kind of ties together. Again, I don't want to give away too much. I know folks, this came out in the top of April, right at the same time Sinners came out, so this flew under the radar. So a lot of people missed it. I think it came out the week before Sinners, and it was very low key release. But as far as Freaky Tales goes, there's not too many bad things I could say about the movie. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. There was one segment from the 4 different stories they told that was a little bit slower for me. That I liked it, but it wasn't really all that. But by the end of the movie, and the way they tied everything together, it actually enhanced that experience. But Freaky Tales, it feels like an 80s movie. They capture the essence and spirit of that era. The music is phenomenal. The action is phenomenal. The directing, cinematography, there's not much I can complain about with this movie. It's just really, really, really fun watch. I advise all y'all to watch it. I'm not sure if it's out on streaming yet. It should be, but I can't recommend that movie enough. Again, it is my 3rd favorite movie of the year, right after Sinners and Warfare. It is Freaky Tales. There's so much I want to say, but I don't want to give it away because I feel like this is a movie that y'all just got to experience and just watch it and just enjoy it. Understand it's not this movie with a whole that's layered and it's going to give you a whole bunch of messages and try to teach you something and tell you something. It's just a damn good, fun watch that I recommend for anybody. So yeah, Freaky Tales, 8.5 out of 10. I'm going to watch it again. It might grow on me on rewatch. But yeah, I thought Ben Mendelsohn was great. Pedro Pascal is Pedro Pascal. The little cameos we get throughout the movie are great. And the different tones from each movie and kind of the different sides of Oakland show you the punk rock scene, shows you the black hip hop scene, shows you all the racist shit that was going on in the 80s and all that, shows you like the basketball. They give you the Showtime Lakers in the movie and all that. It is, I can't say enough about this movie. It is a fun watch. All of y'all, I recommend. I'm sure y'all won't talk about it on the podcast since I'm already touching on it. I don't, I'm not one who likes. Damn, Quad disappeared. But in the chat, yeah, I definitely want to hear y'all opinions on the movie within the chat. Once y'all get to see it, please see it. It's just a really, really, really fun watch, and it's one of those things that if you love movies, if you love cinema, you're gonna love Freaky Tales.
Fire. And then you also saw a movie called The Assessment, right?
The Assessment, yes, The Assessment. Now, The Assessment stars Scarlet Witch, or should I say, what's her face?
Elizabeth Olsen.
Elizabeth Olsen. Also stars Himesh Patel. He's starring as a character named Arian. And then it also has Alicia Vikander who I wasn't too familiar with, but I did recognize her. She was in Ex Machina. She played the machine.
Yeah.
Machina. She also was in Tomb Raider. She played Lara Croft in Tomb Raider. This is a sci-fi thriller that it's very reminiscent of a Black Mirror type concept. It's a couple. They are in a post-apocalyptic future, dystopian future, in which you're not allowed to have any children without approval of the government, without approval, or I should say, the powers that be, without approval of the powers that be. And in order to have a baby, you need to have somebody from the assessment staff come in and live with you for 7 days and assess your parenting skills and assess whether or not you're capable of being a parent. This movie, man, this was a heavy watch. It is a lot. This is, if Alex was here, Allegory Alex, there's a lot to chew on here. There's a lot to think about, just from the humanity aspect, what it means to be a human, societal aspects and things like that, even some classism things, the rich and the poor. There's a lot in this movie. The only real complaint I have about this movie is, I would say, the second act, it drags a little bit. So it could be slow. It is a slow burn. So if you're not one that has too much patience for these type of movies, that take a little while to kind of tell you what's going on and bring everything together, this isn't going to be for you. But from a storytelling standpoint, a filmmaking standpoint, it is top notch. I say I saw one of the best performances of the year, Alicia Vikander as the assessor. She was phenomenal. She was unbelievable in this movie. She has a lot to do in this movie. Her acting in this movie, the role she plays, it's tragic, it's funny, it's twisted, it's demented, it's disgusting, it is deep. It's one of those movies that by the end of it, I'm like, damn, I just had to sit and just think about what I just saw. The third act is one of my favorite third acts that I've seen this year. They did a phenomenal job world building within the first act. I will say that. Building the world up. And from the very first scene to a scene that happens in the third act, it does a phenomenal job of tying it all together and kind of bringing together why certain pieces of the puzzle are placed where they're placed and why certain people do the things that they do within the movie. And by the end of it, man, I was just like, man, I was really, really impressed by what they were able to do and what they were able to say within this movie, and kind of where our three main leads. Because really, throughout the movie, outside of one real scene or one real sequence, the entire movie is basically consists of three actors, right? Himesh Patel, Elizabeth Olsen, and Alicia Vikander. They're the three main actors in the movie, and they pretty much carry 90% of this movie. It's just the three of them. Within the house of the couple that's Elizabeth Olsen and Himesh Patel. But a great, really damn good movie. I give it an 8.5 out of 10. Like I said, I had some issues with the pacing, but outside of the pacing, there's not much that I can really complain about this. It's really a damn, man. I just need y'all to see it. I just need y'all to see it and see what you took away from the movie and what you thought about the ending specifically. Because again, this is it's a funny watch, it's a deep watch, it's a tragic watch, it's a disturbing watch. It's this movie, like I said in the chat, it's a lot. It is a lot. It's a heavy movie and it's a lot to digest. And I'm still in the process of digesting it. So pardon me if I can't really articulate my thoughts the way I want to, but it's a lot to really chew on within this movie. And yeah, it's kind of sad that it flew under the radar. It started making the rounds on the festival circuit late 2024. Got the release, obviously here in 2025, recently in the last month or so. But yeah, watch The Assessment. If you haven't seen it, please go see it. But again, if you're not into a slow burn, if you don't have much patience, I would recommend against it. But I think the acting and the scenarios these characters are placed in, and the way they tell the story, they kind of go day by day. Day one, the title cards come up. Day two, the title card. The way they tell the story kept me engaged all the way throughout. I can't recommend this enough. If you're a fan of sci-fi, if you're a fan of thrillers, if you're a fan of dystopian type shit, if you like Black Mirror, you're going to love this movie.
Okay, fire. I'm gonna definitely check it out. I'm fucking with the the cast and the synopsis, so I'm gonna check it out. Let's go ahead and switch gears and let's go back to Mafia and Saint, because they saw a movie called The Surfer. This is the new movie starring Nicolas Cage. The synopsis says a man revisits his childhood beach to surf with his son. Humiliated by locals, he becomes entangled in an escalating conflict that pushes him to his limits. So Saint, you can start us off, man. What was your thoughts on the Surfer?
Yeah, man. This movie is very weird, experimental, if that makes sense. Um, it's visually impressive. It wasn't a like Adobe or IMAX showing. It was just digital, and it still held up and looked really fucking good. Um, and there's some shots where it's kind of driven by the visuals. Like it's not like there's a narrative to it, but like a lot of the shots have meaning and story purposes to move the plot. Um, if that makes sense. Like kind of like how musicals they have their music cues where it moves the plot. That's how some of the visuals were. Um, it's got a lot of commentary on like I guess you can say like the arrogance of like Americans and whatnot and tribalism. Uh, and some a little bits about mental health that may or may not go over your head. Uh, yeah, and I'll say the ending is by far satisfying as hell. Like by the time you get to that point, you're like, damn, it all makes sense, and it's just like it's worth the ride that it takes you on. By my only like big gripe is that the movie felt repetitive, but by the time you get to the end, you understand why it was going into like an endless cycle because it does drag on a little bit and gets a little boring. But once you get to that third act, it's like I see what they were going with. I give this movie a 7 out of 10. It's worth I'll say it's worth a matinee or a rental, but I wouldn't say no high end ticket like for nighttime or whatnot. I don't know how much they charge nowadays, but it's definitely worth it if you got A list or just want to check out a matinee or a discount Tuesdays.
Okay, bet. I'm sorry, I didn't hear. Did you give it a score?
Yeah, 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Nick Cage did really impressive performance. It's one of those films where it's shot in like one place, like it's just one area.
What's better,
So if you're
this
into those type
or
of
Long Legs?
I'm choosing this over Long Legs just because I don't fuck with the whole kind of satanic shit that's like a no for me. Like if I would have known it had that supernatural shit, I wouldn't have watched it. But
you devoted Christian?
I'm spiritual. I'll put it like that. I can't say I'm.
You didn't like
Christian.
Long Legs?
No, I like Long Legs, but just that aspect of it, I'm like I would never rewatch that movie.
No, I
Like
feel
ever.
you. Demonic type of stuff really affects me as well, but for different reasons. I'll get into off the air.
Yeah.
Focus.
Mafia, what were your thoughts on the Surfer?
Okay, so I thought overall in the theme of the movie, struggling to become stronger was okay. For the average moviegoer though, it might not hit the same for them because this movie is a slow burn. I did think the story was good. It even made me question at one point because without spoiling, there's another character into the movie that's very similar to Nicolas Cage characters as the movie goes. At one point, I thought the movie was gonna flip it on me and be like, that was Nicolas Cage the whole time, but they didn't go that route. But that was almost a pretty good misdirect. I like the antagonist of the movie. So this movie does a good job at demonstrating you can have an antagonist who really doesn't do much in the movie, but you still hate him by the end of the movie. Well, throughout the whole movie, you just hate the guy, but he doesn't have to do much. So I thought that was pretty good on their part. Like Saint was saying, Nicolas Cage did a great job in this movie. He shows how you can be so obsessed with something, you can lose. They can cause you to lose everything, but it can also give you the strength to take what you want. So I think he did a good job at portraying that. Also, obsession can make you do some crazy things. I'm just gonna say, light spoiler, but let's just say some roadkill almost got ate in the movie. I'm leave that at that. This movie had a few funny scenes due to Nicholas's whole descent into, I guess you can kind of say, madness. So you will get a few laughs out this movie. And for my cons, like I said, this is a slow burn movie, and it won't appeal. So like, I think the average moviegoer, like, I don't see Red Pig watching this and enjoying this movie as much as like
Mm.
me and Saint probably would. This is more
Yeah.
so like this is something like you, Wonton, or Alex might really kind of like and get into.
That
The
potential
ending,
bullshit. Okay.
but to close out, I'm gonna say so. This is where I kind of disagree with Saint, but not for like a bad reason. But I don't feel like the ending tied up everything because if you remember Saint, there was that whole thing about the dude's son. We never got a definitive answer if he was really involved in it. Because it's just like, okay, we don't know if this person was really involved in this, but we're gonna do so and so to him anyway.
No, they explain it. They drop hints throughout the movie.
I saw the hints, but he,
Like
he
even from the
it,
beginning of the movie, they kind of hinted at it. It may go over your head if you don't like. It's certain
that how
lines. Yeah.
because to me it just felt like it's like he knew something about it. Like yeah, he knew something about it, but didn't seem definitive enough for me. Like I had to do what I had to do, and it had to happen. I hate it had to happen, but it had to happen. So I kind of didn't like kind of like that. But the ending was cool, but I thought it could have been probably a little bit better.
Matter of fact, I'll tell you in the spoilers chat because it was kind of crazy when you like dive into it.
Yeah,
Would you give
I
it
mean that was
Mafia if your rating?
I give it a C. I definitely recommend you and Alex probably go check it out if it's still playing at theaters.
Okay. Well, we only got two more films to review. So, um, Mafia, you saw Cheech and Chong's last movie, right?
The
Yes.
hell?
Okay. This is. Let me ask you. This is a documentary, right? Not actually like a movie.
Yeah, I thought this was an actual movie. I never heard of Cheech and Chong before this, but yeah, it turned out to be a documentary.
Okay. Well, before we finish up with the last movie, you want to give us your quick thoughts on this?
Yeah, this will be real quick. So, Cheech and Chong, they're kind of like comedians back in, I guess, like trying to think,
It's like the
maybe
70s and
70s, 80s.
80s. Yeah.
Yeah. So, now, like I said, I did not know anything about Cheech and Chong prior. So going to this thinking this was actual movie, to come to find out it's documentary, I thought it was still good overall. Like it goes through like their whole history from their childhood up to adulthood, how they got into comedy, some other stuff they did, like Chong, did music. He even wrote some famous song and he was involved with the Jackson Five to a very small extent. So he had his imprint. And then they kind of just met up. Him and Cheech met up and they kind of just started their whole comedy career. Uh I mean it's a documentary, so it's like
Does it? So let
that's
me
pretty
ask
much it.
you.
But
Does
go
it?
for it.
Does it kind of like just go through the history, like how they started, and like talk about them getting
Yeah.
into the movies? Okay, so it's like a all encompassing type of documentary.
All encompassed. What I will say, what I really liked about it one time, it was seemed real honest because it's like Cheech and Chong at one point, when they were doing movies, at one point they kind of just like went their separate ways. And towards the end of the movie, they kind of had like a real honest conversation about it. They both gave their takes, and it's like it didn't seem like they weren't enemies, but they didn't really make peace about it. It's kind of just like it's kind of like how home base and kind of tick how kind of had they kind of thing is just like, well, look, man, it is what it is. I'm gonna go this way, you go that way. I don't hate you or anything, but I just don't agree of how you saw things, and I don't agree how you saw things. And it seemed pretty legit, so I did really like that. It seemed like a real honest kind of documentary. Then seemed kind of like, hey, let's put this out and let's just do this so we can get a cash grab. It seemed like a very honest kind of documentary, and I like that.
Let me
As
ask you:
someone who's never go for it.
did it make you want to go back and watch some of their movies?
Yes, because they do a lot of like weed comedy and all that, and I kind of find that kind of like stoner comedy real funny. So this movie definitely had me wanting to go check out. I even asked my dad about a few of them. So yeah, I think it does a good job of getting you interested in who Cheech and Chong actually are, and wanting to go through their little filmography and see some of the old comedy shows and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Um. Well, we can go ahead and finish up with the last movie to be reviewed, and that is our title movie for this episode, Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts is the new movie from the MCU.
Oh, you said the title name wrong.
We're gonna get to that. But yeah, this is a new movie from the MCU, the second of the year, followed by Captain America: Brand New World or New World Order, whatever the fuck it's called. Who gives a fuck?
Hey, watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
Brand new mid.
Watch your mouth.
But yeah, so this movie, just to kind of set it up for those that don't know, it kind of stars characters from a variety of previous MCU movies and shows, and kind of assembles a new team. It's I've been referring to it as Marvel's Suicide Squad, because that's pretty
Facts.
much the
That's
comparison.
literally what it is.
It basically is giving you a team of what used to be villains or anti-heroes and redeeming them and allowing them to kind of save the day. Just the MCU version. Now, real quick, just to kind of let people know, for those who haven't seen it yet, if you haven't seen some of the, like, if you haven't seen Black Widow, if you haven't seen Hawkeye, if you haven't seen Captain America: Winter Soldier on Disney Plus, you're not going to have a lot of context for who some of these characters are. If you didn't watch Ant-Man 2, so you kind of have to watch those things to prepare for this movie, because they bring in characters from those movies. But aside from that, this movie's been received well. A lot of people online are saying Marvel's back. They're giving it 9s and 10s. They're saying this is I saw somebody say this is a top 5 MCU movie. I don't know what they were smoking, but that's what they're saying. Top 5, top 10. So this movie is being received very well. A lot better than Captain America was received, the last one.
Wonton, can I ask you something real quick? Has this been out long enough for us to talk spoilers in here or not?
No.
Technically, it's only been out for 2 weeks.
A week. No, a week.
Oh, wait, yeah. It's a week as of today.
This is the second. It feels like 2 weeks. Shit.
Yeah, it's a week as of today. So, we could talk, I guess, low-level spoilers, like, for example, the name change. But for high-level spoilers, we'll probably just keep those under wraps.
Well, me and Saint called it already. New Avengers.
Yeah, we called it a year ago.
We called it like a year ago. That as soon as they put an asterisk, we already know what the shit is. So
see, I refer to it as Suicidal Squad, which it seems like a lot of people online are referring to it as Suicidal Squad. But New Avengers works too.
But yeah, just a quick overview before I let people open it up to the floor. I saw the movie as well. I thought it was good. I liked it much better than the last Captain America, but by no means is this, to me, like a top 10 or anything like that. But it is a good movie. It's not better than Guardians 3, for example, but it is a good movie. It's written well, I think. The performances are good. There are some issues, like, I'm not going to spoil anything, but after I watched the movie, I thought to myself, and I said it in the Discord, I'm like, they beat the main villain with the power of friendship. If you think about it, when you see the movie, they literally beat the main villain with the power of friendship. Like Red Pig said on some Naruto shit, they we got to work together, guys. Believe in yourself, and then they win.
Yes.
So, I mean, like, it's some kind of weird shit, but the movie's not bad, though, right? It's not bad. They introduced some new characters that I think are really interesting, and I want to see more of. Also, we get to see a lot more of Florence Pugh's character, Yelena, who is she's related to this Black Widow.
Her sexy ass boy. Oh my god!
And yeah, so this is actually, I think, like the third or fourth time we've seen her in a Marvel property, but this by far is probably her best work yet as far as Marvel goes. She's just a really good character, and she portrays it really well. So yeah, definitely recommend this movie. It has some good action in it, some cool special effects and things like that. I guess if I had to ding it for anything, it would kind of just be the story. I think they maybe could have done something better. Very small stakes. Let's just say that very small stakes. This
I don't
movie
know about that.
honestly, nah, it's such a contained it's such a contained story, and then they neutralize the
Because the power of friendship is a contained story.
yeah, but
That's
yeah,
why.
they
I
neutralize the
appreciated that
villain,
aspect of it being contained.
and also this movie kind of just feels like a an appetizer, an hors d'oeuvres, just something to kind of hold you over until the next major Marvel movie. What I mean by that is nothing too crazy happens in this movie aside from a character that they introduced that has the potential to be like a major uh, force in the Marvel universe going forward, but that's yet to be seen. Just judging this movie for what it is, it was cool. It was a cool movie. Nothing blew me away. I give it like an 8 out of 10. Um, but we'll go ahead and open it up. Tyreek, we haven't heard from you in a minute. Give us your thoughts on Thunderbolts.
So, going into the movie, I didn't have high expectations. And then when the score started dropping, the Rotten Tomatoes dropped. There was like a 95. Like, yo, what the fuck? It's gonna drop, and the shit didn't drop. I was all right. I'm like intrigued. I hope I'm proven wrong. And I'm not gonna lie, like I give it 8.5 out of 10. So I'm seeing my score right there. I'll say it's the best movie I watched in this phase, other than Guardians 3. But I wouldn't be mad if someone said this is better than Guardians 3. I wouldn't be mad. Um,
What?
no, I wouldn't. It's because I think
I agree on that.
they nailed the Century casting. Like if you read
Too,
about Robert
too.
Reynolds in the comics and look, the dude played he played him well. He played him amazingly well. Um, it's I know he's an obscure character to a lot of people, but to me, this is like one of the like Benedict Cumberbatch as a Doctor Strange is one of them too. Like
Yeah.
a complete 1-to-1 like match in terms of face and then the acting job, of course. I think Lewis Pullman he plays him.
Yeah.
Uh, I think I don't know if he read the comics or knew about the character before, but whoever kind of like taught him how to play the character like did a really good job. Because Ryan Reynolds in the comics, he's like a addict and he has like mental issues and shit like that. Like, and then that helps him kind of suppress the void. Which that's not a spoiler. Everyone saw it in the trailer. Um, yeah, they nailed it. They nailed it. I'm
Hey,
surprised.
hey,
Huh?
Tyrek, I mean to interrupt you, but to your point on casting, that was originally supposed to play by Stephen Yeun.
Yeah,
Was supposed to play that, but he ended up having a scheduling conflict with Mickey 17 when
Yep.
uh when it got delayed. So yeah, I think it all worked out though. But I'll let you continue.
yeah.
Yes.
That was
Same
that was
director.
excellent.
These.
Yeah, and even though this is the thing, someone noticed like these villains are from shows and movies that didn't do that too well, the low key ones. Most of them from Disney Plus shows, and the least popular ones too. Ghost, I think, is the only one, and Elena, of course, that are from movies in the past. But think about the movies they came from. Black Widow was complete fucking trash. Taskmaster was in a movie too for a little bit. Um, Shit, like I don't want to spoil it, but you know what? I'm kind of glad what happened to Taskmaster in this fucking movie. Um, it's like a practical joke. It's like how in Deadpool they made fun of the old X-Men movies. To me, I feel like they did that shit within the actual fucking movie. I thought it was hilarious how they played with Taskmaster. But I thought the story overall was good. Yeah, it is like the power, like friendship, heart of the card shit from Yu-Gi-Oh type shit that does happen in the movie. But I think that's a cool ending, and it's like an ending where no one, like everyone's gonna show up again in like the next movie, and there's not like we're not losing anybody in the movie. That's not a spoiler or anything like that, but we're not like losing like a villain. 'Cause sometimes we have these one-off villains, and they die and they never come back. So I'm glad that they kind of played around with that, and they're keeping everyone to kind of move on to the next phase. Um, the implications in a future MCU. I'm not sure what the fuck they're gonna do. Like this team is not strong enough to take on Doom or anybody else. So I'm wondering, is this just it for them? Like after like there's are they gonna play a role in Doomsday or some shit like that? Which I'm still kind of confused what they're gonna do with the characters. Because if this is like a one-off movie and they don't really refer to them again, it's kind of gonna be a waste of time. But in the context of taking the whole movie in general, I thought it was like excellent. Yelena actually played, to me, she has left a better impression than what Scarlett Johansson did with Black Widow. Like she's not a bad actor, of course. I think Florence Pugh's a more talented actor than Scarlett Johansson, but I feel like what Black Widow should have been was in Elena in this movie, and it kind of just sucks how we didn't get that from Black Widow. Of course, she died in the last movie she was in, but even before that, she should have had a movie before that, and then they released it too late after she died in the universe. It was fucking stupid. So that's probably why I think people don't really care about her character that much. But I feel like Yelena did a really, really good job on the character of Yelena. Um, but other than that, a good movie. I think people should go out and watch it. It's probably the second best movie they had since Endgame. But yeah, go watch it.
Yes, sir. Who wants to go next with their review?
I'll go next and finish it out. Okay. I think the overall plot of a band of misfits working together was a pretty good kind of story. If you're interested in that kind of story, I like how they gave Yelena more character growth in this movie and kind of set her apart from being like set her apart from being Natasha, basically. The movie had good Marvel humor if you're into that kind of humor. Now, I think the movie wasted Taskmaster based on what I've heard behind the scenes of how she would have been implemented in the movie. I think they missed the opportunity to explore Ghost's past a little bit more. And hold on. And service agent issues. It'll be interesting to see those little explored a little bit more because without spoiling, in the movie certain stuff happens, how you could get more glimpse into their life. It'll be more interesting to see more of that for those two characters. And maybe had some form of resolution for that. While I thought the movie did have good action, I would have liked to seen a little bit more action in it. And I wasn't really satisfied with the final act of the movie. I want to see like a threat that they can actually have a chance against. Because a lot of this, you're giving them basically having them fight Superman in a fight they can't win. So going back to the whole power friendship thing, that was kind of weak to me. And my last nitpick is I think Bucky should have been with the team a little bit earlier to kind of get more of a better chemistry with him. And that's it. I give this a B plus.
Right, bet. Red Pig, are you there?
Yeah.
Go ahead and give us your thoughts on Thunderbolts, man.
Yeah, man. I'm not as high as this movie as the rest of y'all. I thought it was low key. Thought it was more Marvel. Uh, it was straight, good movie, but not great. Action was good. The best part of this movie is how well they handle Sentry. Other than that, also if you don't watch none of the shows and you just go straight into the movie, you're gonna be lost as a motherfucker. Like if I didn't watch Captain America Winter Soldier, I would have been lost as hell because I wouldn't know who the niggas if I ain't watch it's the girl, she from the Black Widow movie, right?
Yeah, she's from the Black Widow movie.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, I'm like, if I ain't watch the shows and shit, I ain't keep up. Like I'd been lost as hell. I ain't know who these niggas is. But yeah, the post credit scene is pretty cool. Well, we can't really talk about it, right?
They just shot that, by the way, too.
Yeah. Also, like everybody was saying, I know Tyrek be hating on him, but low key, nigga, that post credit scene was like the energy was just different. Like it was very well shot. It just the dialogue and everything. It just felt better. Like Like if the movie was handled like that throughout the whole, I feel like I'd be more high on this movie.
Nah, dog. Give the movie some credit.
You thought it was better? I thought that shit was worse.
Nah,
Yeah.
I thought it was fire. I was like, okay.
You can
I
tell by
thought
the corny jokes in it. It was the Russo brothers.
I don't know. I
I thought it was
I
predictable.
She was like,
I
"There's
thought
an issue
post-credit
with space,"
scene-
and he was like, "There's plenty of space." Come on, brother.
Yeah, it was predictable, but it was good. Like it was something
it
we've
was
been
fire.
missing throughout this entire phase of where the post credits
Yeah.
didn't have meaning.
I thought it was fire, bro. We need Josh Whedon back too, by the way.
Fuck
Fuck no,
but-
fuck that
No.
dude.
Yes, we do. We need him back.
Nigga, he
that dude.
ruined
No, we
Justice
don't.
League. What are you talking? This shit was ass.
He made Justice League, but no,
Yes.
but that's not really his fault.
Yes.
But
It is
That
his
is
fault.
his
He
fault.
ruined the movie.
Avengers, and Age of Ultron fire. Josh Whedon.
Nah,
No,
he's
fuck
done.
that creep. That creep and that pedo. Fuck him.
Yeah. Oh, he a pedo. Well, but I was saying,
Fire movie.
but what I was saying,
Allegedly.
Sentry definitely the best part of this movie. I did like how they handle him. Is this the nigga that beat I'm tripping.
He beat who?
Hulk and World War Hulk. Is this him? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. See, now that's why I was like, okay, is this the nigga? This weekend nigga beat Hulk, nigga? So I was okay. Yeah, but like I said, I did think this movie had like a somewhat different feel from the recent Marvel movies, because it was, that shit been kind of trash. I feel like every character got their shine. I like Bucky in this movie. He have a badass feel in this movie. Also, I really, 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 really liked how this movie tackled depression. It was different. The emotional toll the characters carry is in this world is I like how they explore that. But other than that, I left the movie like it's cool, it's alright. And then I don't see where the 9 out of 10s and 10 out of 10s come from. But I feel like it's a good movie. Much, much, much better than Captain America.
The CG was pretty good too.
Yeah, the CG was cool. But yeah, the ending was cool too.
When
I
he
like
started
the little
blacking
movement and
it,
shit. Also, is that lady? Is she in other Marvel shit? Or that's the first time she show up?
She's been in every Marvel show as like the ending scene. She was the one collecting all the niggas after all the shows.
Oh, okay. Also, did y'all have a problem with the way a certain character was exterminated?
No,
I was clapping, nigga.
No.
My theater was excited, bro.
Oh, like yes. Yes,
Okay.
fuck that bitch.
Okay, I seen some people mad how they handled that.
They handled it bad in the movie before.
I wasn't mad, but I was like, that was y'all opportunity to clean this shit up, and you just cleaned her brains out.
Come on.
Fire.
Hey, man. Solid movie. 7 out of 10 for me.
Go ahead.
Am I next?
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Oh, yes, sir, man. I came in with low expectations for this film just because I was kind of having like, I wouldn't say Marvel fatigue. It was just like, all right, I'm not expecting nothing amazing. And honestly, it was a great film. Like everybody said on the panel, they had a great commentary on mental health and depression. The cast and the chemistry is really, really good. Like it was on point. Even without Steven, who was originally supposed to be on there, Louis Pillman, that's his name. Pullman, is that his name?
Yeah, Pullman.
He did an excellent job, and I really can't even see Steven as Sentry. Like they got the right one, bro. And he carried the film too. Like he had the breakout like performance, in my opinion, out of everybody between him and Florence Pugh as Yelena. I like the visuals, and it was some creative shots, especially when it came to the fight sequences. There was a perfect balance of action and comedy, and also the emotional storytelling. Like when they wanted the serious moments, they locked in. Oh, I don't know how you guys didn't talk about this. The extras, bruh, that were on set, fucking hilarious, dog. Like there was literally one person that looked at the fucking camera, bruh, and I was in fucking tears. Um. Oh, and there's some lot of world building with this movie, and I could see where they're gonna go in different directions with it. And I also got to give them credit for the post credit. Like this is a really good one. It wasn't like no bullshit like Captain America where it's like, all right, y'all niggas shot that in the fucking backyard.
What the fuck?
My only gripe with the film was there was some slow pacing at certain times of the film. Other than that, it's a 9 out of 10. I will be rewatching this in IMAX.
9.
Me personally, I enjoyed this movie like I enjoyed Guardians of the Galaxy. So we'll be adding this to the collection.
Wow, this better than Guardians.
Put you under
Okay.
investigation. You might be MCU fanboy aficionado.
He definitely is. Saint is definitely
You
an
might
MCU
gotta go
fanboy.
under investigation.
I never denied that.
That nigga enjoyed everything they've dropped, nigga.
You know what, Saint? It used to be a time when they said I was the MCU fanboy. I love everything.
I took the mantle. You didn't get the memo,
which was never true, by the way. But that was
true.
But now we know the truth. It's between you
Bro.
and Tyrek. Y'all fighting for the first place.
Bro, Saint even liked you like that Captain America movie, right?
Hey, you're not gonna talk about my Captain America no more, bro.
See,
don't make me have a mental breakdown on this podcast again, brother.
God.
You're not doing it.
Saint gonna bend your shit over.
Yo,
come on, bro. Come on.
I know Red Pig was watching the Captain America movie with his Burger King crown on and his little red bandana.
He was, bro.
Get the other plane.
If he didn't have Colin in there, bro, he wasn't gonna like it. We're not gonna talk about it though. 9 out of 10. Y'all go watch this film because ain't nothing else that's dropped this week that was important. So yeah.
I will say real quick before we get to BT's review, when we finally get to see Sentry's abilities, it kind of gave me a flashback to when we first saw Vision. Nigga, when we first saw Vision in Age of Ultron, that shit had me blown up. I was like, what the fuck? Like this, I'm like, bro, this nigga is so
I need to see
powerful.
them catch the fade. I need to see them shoot the fade.
Bro, when they show Vision, I was like, there's no way they could top that, bro. I was like, this nigga is the strongest nigga I ever seen in the Marvel universe. Well, they've topped that a few times, and this is the latest. Sentry is fucking insane with the shit he can do. It's gonna be interesting to see how they use him in the next couple Avengers movies. Hold on, real quick. I gotta address something.
Oh.
Sensei J. aka Deontay in the chat. He says, never forget, Red Pig said Mufasa was fire. You're right. Red Pig did say that. He enjoyed that film.
That nigga said it was a 10 out of 10.
But then he says, never forget when Wonton said Joker 2 is a good movie. I never said that.
Oh, you did say that. No, you did. No. You did. You was on that bullshit.
What I said was, it's not as bad as people are saying. I said the movie had a lot of issues, and I listed the issues in my review, but I said the movie is not as bad as people are saying, and there were some good parts to the movie, especially if you're a fan of Joker 1.
Wait, Wonton, it wasn't you. It was that nigga Alexander ducking that fade.
It was a few niggas. Yeah. But let's go ahead, BT. What were your thoughts on Thunderbolts?
I'll start first and foremost with my score. I'm aligned with you, Wonton. I gave it an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed myself. I had a lot of fun with this movie. I will say I'm surprised none of y'all brought up David Harbour as Red Guardian. I thought he was a scene stealer for me. A lot of the comedy in the movie revolved around him, and it didn't necessarily feel out of place. It felt on par with his character, which really worked. I really liked the dynamic between him and Yelena throughout the movie. Florence Pugh's character. I really, really enjoyed that. As far as the themes around mental health, depression, and stuff like that, I loved the third act. You talked about the power of friendship. I loved how they resolved that situation, just from a simple fact that it really hit home and resonated. If any of y'all ever dealt with some stuff like that, sometimes I can't say it without giving it away, but I thought it was a very good message to send. just around family and friends and their ability to pull you out of dark places. I really enjoyed the third act. What I love most about the movie is the fact that it wasn't your typical Marvel movie. It felt very contained. It didn't feel too much over the top. Granted, the
Yeah.
third act with the Void doing what he was doing, at that point you're like, oh man, this is a Avengers level threat. You know what I mean? But outside of that, it was very, very contained. They spent a lot of the movie inside of that vault, if you will, in the second act of the movie. But I love the chemistry between the characters. I think the chemistry between the characters really, really made this movie to a certain extent. My bad,
Hmm.
loud ass sirens passing by, but
Oh,
I thought the chemistry between the characters, like it was immaculate. One of my favorite characters in the movie was Wyatt Russell as U.S. agent Johnny Walker. He was the lovable asshole. Like, he was an asshole throughout the movie, but you did not hate him. I thought it was a good contrast from who he was in the the Falcon and Winter Soldier show. I really like the way they progressed that character. But for me, outside of that dynamic between the team itself, just the themes and how they represented that was really powerful to me. It made me emotional. I didn't shed no tears. Guardians 3 made me shed tears. I didn't shed no tears in this, but I definitely felt some emotion in that third act, specifically in that final battle, and how they kind of resolved that. Because it was relatable. Time where you ever felt like a dark place, you ever felt like you was alone, it really helped. It was really representative of how it feels to be in that place. Um, I loved how they kind of went through different rooms and different parts of Sentry's mind, or Bob, if you will. Which was great. He was phenomenal in the movie. I'm happy the casting played out the way it did, because yeah, I can't see Stephen Yeun playing that character now that I've seen the movie. But yeah, I thought the action was very well done. I enjoyed the comedy within the movie. It didn't feel out of place. It didn't feel forced. Um, Dreyfus, I don't know what's her name, Louis Marie Dreyfus. What is it?
Julia Louis Dreyfus. She was from Seinfeld.
Yeah, Julia Louis Dreyfus or whatever. She was cool. Like she was all right. She was one of the low points of the movie for me. Like, I really didn't care too much for her. I loved how they resolved that conflict though with her at the
yeah.
end. Like, and that was funny to me. That made me chuckle, how that all came together and everything like that. And it makes me interested to see where they're gonna go with these characters next. I have a feeling that not many of them are gonna survive coming out of Doomsday. I feel like this is a movie where they make you build a relationship with these characters, especially with the emotional beats. They want you to feel with these. They want you to relate to these characters. They want you to feel for these characters, and I think that's honestly a setup for those characters to be taken away from us in Doomsday. And I couldn't help but watching this, thinking about Doomsday when I see Sentry. It honestly feels like they're setting up for a Hulk type arc, like what they did with Hulk at the beginning of Infinity War with Thanos.
Yes.
They're going to do something with Doctor Doom and Sentry that establishes Doctor Doom as a threat very early on in the Doomsday movie. Now, whether it's going to be mental, however he's going to take him off the board, he's going to take him off the board somehow, some way, shape, or form. But I couldn't help but think that throughout the movie. I thought the post credit scenes were funny. Like, the first post credit scene was just a funny little cool scene or whatever. That was a callback to earlier in the movie or whatever. Again, David Harbour, he did a great job, scene stealer for me. And then the second post credit scene I enjoyed as well, setting up for what's to come.
That was the best one.
Yeah, overall, man, I really enjoyed them taking a different route to it. When you're watching it, it didn't necessarily feel like your traditional Marvel movie, particularly during the third act. It didn't feel way too over the top or anything like that. And then again, I just really appreciated the themes and messaging around mental health and depression and all that type of stuff they dealt with. I thought the chicken in the costume scene was pretty funny. Y'all know what I'm talking about, which was also a callback to a story that a certain character told early in the movie, with some of the stuff that he was dealing with. But yeah, and I had no problem with the portrayal of Taskmaster. As somebody who thought Taskmaster was wasted in Black Widow, I had zero problem with that. And based off what I've read and what I've seen, it seemed like that was intentional because they have a plan for the Taskmaster mantle move. My bad, I'm saying too much, but they have a plan moving forward. But 8 out of 10. I agree with Wonton. I had a lot of fun with this movie. And a down, I think this ranks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is my 7th movie of the year so far. 7th in my top 10. Thunderbolts, right in between The Assessment and Flight or Flight, which y'all haven't seen. Fight or Flight hit theaters this weekend. Y'all go see Fight or Flight. I gave y'all my review of that last month when I got to see it early.
I got one question about Fight or Flight. Is it better than Bullet Train?
No, it's not better than Bullet Train, but it's close. I really love Bullet Train, though. I love Bullet Train, but I think the big difference between Fight or Flight and Bullet Train is the quality of the cast. Like, Bullet Train was a star-studded cast. There's a lot of unknowns establishing themselves. So we kind of already have established relationships with those actors coming into Bullet Train that we don't have with Fight or Flight. So you're being introduced to a whole new group of stars, if you will. But Fight or Flight was definitely a lot of fun. But yeah, Thunderbolts was very fun. Like I said, emotional third act. I can't complain too much, but I can't also say it was a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10 or nothing like that. It was a good, fun movie that I will definitely rewatch, especially considering that I've got a 4K copy already. So yeah, I'm gonna watch it again. Here soon. Fun movie, fun. Really enjoyed it. I knew I would enjoy it coming in. I hyped it up on an earlier podcast saying that I was looking forward to this more than Fantastic Four, and it kind of lived up to my expectation for sure. It lived up to what I thought it would be.
I feel like this movie low-key spoiled the ending of Fantastic Four. I don't know if that's a spoiler.
You couldn't help yourself.
Did you? What do you expect? What do you expect the ending of Fantastic Four to be? I mean,
I know, but I'm just saying, like,
it's the first movie in the franchise.
I wouldn't count it as a spoiler because we know they got to come. The whole point was that they had to come to the MCU universe.
Yeah, and they weren't going to kill the Fantastic Four in the first movie. Now, we'll definitely say, without saying too much, they hint at what's going to happen at the end of Fantastic Four, and that I think they hint that it's not going to go very well with Fantastic Four. That's what I think. Something within the Fantastic Four movie is going to force them to have to leave where they're currently from, and if you've seen the trailers, you can assume what's going to make them have to get the fuck out of it.
I ain't gonna lie, anything. This movie made me hype for Fantastic Four. I'm kind of excited to see it.
Yeah.
And I didn't give a fuck.
These two movies, they have some setups for Avengers. Avengers comes out in less than a year, y'all. So
yeah, man.
I thought that was funny too. The whole copyright joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. I'm interested to see we can kind of assume based off of what characters are out there, what team is going to be assembled.
So it's the original. Also, I seen some people commenting. They was like, "Where the fuck is Spider-Man at doing all this?" That was like, nigga, he just like all the man had was just getting fucked up. Where's your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man?
I give them a pass for that because if you know, obviously us has seen the movie, you see what was happening. He could have just been there with everybody else.
Yeah,
and it's to be seen. I mean, they could definitely mention it or allude to it when Spider-Man comes out.
And Daredevil's blind, so how is he going to see that dark cloud?
Oh man.
Yeah,
I don't even know what they could possibly do with Spider-Man next, like in the MCU.
Gonna fuck it up.
Oh fuck. Yeah, I don't know.
We're gonna see.
Especially after the end of the last movie. So
I will say though, they did say I saw online. They said that whole sequence was that y'all are referring to. They said it only lasted about 10 minutes in that world. So.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't like it was a long enough event for other heroes to get involved, maybe. But yeah, man, that's it for Thunderbolts. Unless y'all had any last minute things y'all wanted to add. I think people should go see the movie. If you're an MCU fan, definitely check it out. It's worth checking out. If you haven't seen, what I would say as far as what to watch, I would definitely say check out Captain America and Winter Soldier, or Falcon and Winter Soldier on Disney Plus, and then the Black Widow movie. Just so you get a little bit of context for what's going on here, but I wouldn't say it's necessarily required. They do kind of fill you in, but I think it might just enhance the experience if you've already seen those, two things before you watch this.
And I'll say I have a homeboy who didn't see none of the shows that really enjoyed Thunderbolts. That he really enjoyed Thunderbolts without seeing Captain America: Winter Soldier, without seeing any Hawkeye or anything like that. Black Widow he barely remembered, and he still enjoyed it.
Yeah, okay.
Wyatt Russell, shout out to Wyatt Russell. I thought he was great in that movie. I thought he was great in this movie.
He was pretty good. But yeah, man, that's it. That's it for the reviews. That's it for the topics. Anything y'all want to say before we get up out of here?
Keep it cinema.
Yeah,
Yes, sir, man.
movies that I won't review, but I feel like people should watch. Jack Quaid, who's been on a roll, had another movie that just dropped the last couple weeks, Neighborhood Watch. He's with Jeffrey Dean Morgan. That was a fun watch for me. 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10, I should say. Go watch that. Jack Quaid plays a guy who's mentally ill a little bit, witnesses a kidnapping, and then recruits Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who's a retired security guard, to help him find this girl. It's a dark comedy that I had a lot of fun with. But yeah, this just came the last couple weeks. It's available for rent right now. Apple TV. Came out April 25th.
Okay, cool. Well, we can go ahead and get to the outros then. Fuck it, man. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Episode 58. I'm not sure when the next show will be. We could definitely do one next weekend. I think Final Fantasy.
Final Destination.
Final Destination Bloodlines comes out next week.
Yeah, I gotta see that with my mother.
We could talk about Clown in the Cornfield next week. I'm gonna see it tomorrow.
That's
God
right,
bless, brother.
So we got a Clown in the Cornfield came out this week, as well as Fight or Flight. So I'm sure some of us will have seen those as well by the time we come to next week. But yeah, so probably next week. And then for those that don't know, there is a trip planned for Chicago. A few of the guys from the Discord are taking a trip.
Oh yeah, we're gonna see that. Yeah.
So that week, which is supposed to be the end of May, there may not be a live show, but we will have videos.
We got some planned. We got some planned, buddy.
Yeah. Plus, you'll still have delayed takes most likely that week as well. So we'll keep some.
Y'all got to go to the movies together somewhere in Chicago.
Hey man, hey, that's what we doing, bro. You spoiling the plan. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna rob y'all. Not
Hey Saint, you still got time, brother. You got 2 weeks to decide if you want,
Oh, I want to go. I probably won't be able to get time off.
Fuck them niggas. What they gonna do? Fire you?
Oh shit.
Yes.
That's all I needed to hear.
They ain't gonna fire you, dog. I promise you.
Don't let that motherfucker talk you out of job.
In this economy?
But yeah, it's Calypso. And for another good episode. Yeah. Excited for Mission Impossible. This summer finna be lit, nigga. Every new trailer I see of Jurassic World look fire. I can't wait, man.
You think that's gonna be for real? You excited about that?
Yeah. Yes, sir. I think. Yeah, you see the color grade. You see how beautiful that movie look. Oh my god, so colorful. It look good. I can't wait to see it.
I'm just excited to see Scarlett Johansson. Outside of that, I'm not anticipating much from that.
Oh, hey man, I'm telling you, it's gonna be fire, bro. I'm telling you. No, if it's not fire, it's gonna be at least very entertaining.
Money? Let's do the outros. Red Pig, go ahead, brother.
I just did my outro, nigga.
Oh, I thought y'all was talking about fucking
man, in the show.
All right, man. Real quick before we go, Saint, when is the next delay take so that people know?
We have something planned for tomorrow, but I'm gonna be honest with y'all, ain't no fucking topics. If anything, it was gonna be a spoiler cast for
Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts. But I may just postpone it to next week. That way we can get more people on.
Facts. I'll be able to show up next week.
All right, man. Well, fuck it. We'll catch y'all next week, man. Alex should be able to make it, so we should have the full cast here for y'all. But yeah, man. As always, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Just make sure you like and share, subscribe, all that good stuff, man, so we can keep doing this shit for y'all. But that's it, man. We out.
Peace.